Hey guys, welcome back to Clockwork Danger Needles for another breakdown of To Your Eternity Season 2, Episode 9. Hello and welcome back, Pain Train family, for a really cool episode. This episode got really cool, really quickly. Again, I'm having to say that all of my worries were not really for anything because I was really panicking that we would lose Bon. It hasn't happened yet. At least we know for the next 3 months we're probably safe. Before we get into the video itself, because so much cool stuff happens, make sure you guys are subscribed. Very shortly you're going to have the end of season review, so it'll be curious to see if To Your Eternity has crept into that list. There's also my winter 2023 video already up. You can go check it out. What am I watching next season? What am I breaking down? Go check out what anime is coming our way to look forward to, because there's some really good titles coming up. You never know if you'll find something even better or even cooler that you want to go check out as well. To Your Eternity is continuing into next season. You guys already knew. You guys knew that was already continuing. That stays on the list. But there is a lot of cool things going on. I'm just going to say, yes, I am very sick, so I sound weird. I'm trying my best. I just hope I don't sound too weird, because I still think I can hear it in my voice when I edit. It doesn't sound too noticeable. Let's get straight to it, because a lot of really cool things happened this week, and I thought a lot of things started to line up. I did get confused because Fushi was rocking a whole new face that I really couldn't remember who he was. I have a feeling he might have been the dude who was with Honore at the start of this season, but I don't actually remember who he is. He does rock a few faces this week that I don't really recognize. It will be interesting to see if those faces come back up, because when we get the big list midway through, and even when he starts losing forms, none of the odd faces are in that list. What gets you onto that list? He's able to mimic Pope Guy because the Pope Guy dies in front of him. He's able to tell people to get out the way. That guy's obviously not going to be resurfacing anytime soon. What really determines what's a form that he can use? We get to see the merciful side of Fushi once again, saving everybody, regardless of the hell that they've put them through, regardless of what side that they are on. We do also get a lot of teamwork this week with my favourite character, the narrator. I know a lot of us were very suspicious of him, but I mean, after this week, can we really be that suspicious when he's literally gifting Fushi pretty much a lot of things right now, finally becoming the doting dad that he really should have been. This week we get to see the narrator directing Fushi. He's over there, go get it. We see Fushi able to act with this information to create some amazing decoys. We get to see him using different people in the crowds to get people to divert away from where we know Enoka is. It's really clever. We also get to see how selfish the church still is. They still act really selfish, trying to lock out the people who can't fit into the church. We get to see Fushi again coming down to change everything, save the people. He's able to use the heads of obviously the Pope Guy who we saw on the floor, get the people to just move. Would be interesting to see how the church is reacting after the entire attack. What's the after effect? It was a whole night of fighting for Fushi on his own, where he lost a lot of forms. I was really scared because I was like, oh, Bon's going after him. He's going to die because he's going to try and save Fushi. Thankfully, in a sense, that he gets there the next day and the fighting is done and it's safe for now. I will say for now, I am expecting him to die at some point, but hopefully not anytime soon. We get to see how cruel the knockers are. So if you weren't sure what side you were on about eternity or not, the knockers are treating it like a game. Come and play our game. We're just going to wipe out these people's lives like it doesn't mean anything. It's a game, nothing more. Not good people. So even if you are a little bit conflicted about whether something should live forever or not, the knockers definitely treating people like they're nothing is not the right action. This time round, with a lot of people helping him, like Bon and Kohaku, we do get to delve into the fact that Fushi does lose memories. Their form has been taken. So once the form's gone, Fushi can't remember their face. Even if he can remember what he was doing at the time, he won't remember anything about them, which is what the knockers want. So once the form is taken, the knockers are trying to remove eternity for that form that they have taken. It's lost forever if the knockers end up winning, if they have their way. I would like to know who the guard was who ended up saving people at the same time, and he also tries to console Fushi when Fushi is on the floor at the grave. I don't know who he is. He was obviously bleeding at the leg. He seems important because he was doing a lot of good work. I don't know if it's going to be somebody that we recognize. It would be cool if it was, but it's quite far into the future for any of the big characters to come back. We'll have to wait to see if that character is ever revealed to us. The knockers decide that they want to plan a trap, and I did think it was a bit too obvious. We were also trusting Kohaku a little bit too easily. I know he predicted predicted a battle. Just kind of going out there going, hey, we're going to play a game. Do you want to have all of your forms suddenly back? Even though this makes you really strong, this does result in Fushi losing more forms. Let's go into some of my favourite parts. It's a great day for me to be sick because I get to hear my favourite voice actor ever. The twists. Let's have some twists. Let's have a horse. Let's just throw in a horse randomly because a horse is cool. Narrator has made a Fushi horse. This is made of the flesh of Fushi. Really, really gross. But apparently he's had it up his robes for some time. Okay, cool. I am not questioning where you're hiding that thing. He said he was going to give it to Fushi when he needed it. And this is apparently the moment where he's decided to lob a horse at him. The fact that it's his flesh means that it tells him not to do things. So it's almost like his brain thinking without having emotions getting involved. If that makes sense. Don't go. Instead of acting on your emotions, let's stop and think for a moment. Fushi has a twin, I guess. The narrator decided to have another child. He has twins now. One's a horse and one is Fushi. It's cute, adorable, I love it. It is the week where I get pretty much all my wishes at once. It's Christmas for me, guys. Fushi gets to learn from his creator this week. We get to start actually having what I've always wanted. The narrator training Fushi is what I've always wanted, and we get it. He is going to train him to be able to see where the knockers are. You have the ability because I am your creator, so you also have it in you. You just need to widen your gaze. It's interesting because also teaching him this feels like it's giving him an answer for a battle that's coming up. If he creates more and more things, he ends up having all these threads attached to everything. He has more control. If obviously you've created everything, you can sense where things are. It was an answer given to the idea of the ship because it gives him the idea of making a ship. I would be able to sense where the knocker is on the ship because obviously I've created it. Everything is attached to me. It also does feel like this is all help that was needed decades ago, but I'm not knocking him. I'm so happy that we're finally getting it. It also might be because Fushi's finally showing interest, helping the narrator, and his goals being on the same page. He's now finally able to go, actually, now you're ready. I can teach you. I'm very happy about this. A very happy week for me. I'm an ill girl who really just wanted to see my boy actually helping Fushi. He does help Fushi a lot. He gives him a new ability. He also gives him a pet horse. I guess that means he's never going to be lonely as well because he's hanging out 3 months now on a boat all on his own, but he's with the horse and the horse is keeping him occupied. I do think that the anything Fushi make is connected to him thing could be a big old nice little hint that if you can create your own terrain or your own world, everything's going to be connected to you. Maybe continuing the idea of to your eternity. This might be a very big statement, a few things to line up or helping us in the future to see where things might be going. I thought it was very clever. Halfway through the episode, we got the board. Normally we get a nice board of faces. This week we've only got half the faces because a lot of them have gone missing. It's so weird seeing it with all those gaps, but I also think it's a very nice touch because right now those forms aren't available to you, Fushi. You don't know who they are. These are the only forms that you know right now. I'm glad March is still there. So right now we do know that the knockers don't like iron. They can't pierce through, so they couldn't get Fushi out of the iron box. Horrific torture that we all had to live through did teach us something. It was a horrible way of learning it. Do not trust the Hayase knocker. I know it's technically a knocker in her arm and Hayase is Kahaki, but it's a Hayase knocker. Don't buy it. I know they're all like, oh no, we're going to use this person as bait. I still don't buy that Knocker wasn't aware of the trap. Is one of them really going to be breaking the hive mind type thing? Because I see the knockers as a hive mind. If one's gone rogue, maybe they can sense it because they do say the traitorous knocker. I still don't quite trust it. We have a year warning that we're going to attack the biggest, largest town ever. Biggest target. They're going to basically up the stakes a little bit. They're giving him a year to see if he can basically save people. It's good because we do seem to have a 3-month marker first, so we're going to have 3 months to get you stronger and then start planning things. Whilst Bond's gone away to start organising moving people. It's a bit weird. If he does start moving people early, let's say he's successful, are the knockers going to interfere because you're going to have no targets? You're going to see Bond doing this. What's stopping them attacking earlier if they see that they're actually making headway? But I love the fact that Bond acts as a rational head. He tells Fushi to calm down. He tells him, let's look at this properly. You need some time. What do you need? And we're preparing for a very big war. Hopefully it's going to look spectacular on the screen. I hope they actually put some resources and mullah into making it look good. It's going to be interesting to see what Fushi can come up with. We have training time. It does also allow Fushi to have some training time, alone time. We've had a lot of characters up in this first half of the season, and it's nice to suddenly get 3 months going. You can chill out all on your own. You're going to spend some time learning with the horse and narrator. It's nice to see that he's got a boat to his hand. How is Fushi going to combat this big war coming up? We've been told that we've got the biggest war on the horizon. How is Fushi going to combat it? How is making a bigger boat going to help you? I can't wait to see what it does, because he's also very few forms. So he's got less forms to his abilities. He has got time to be stronger. Can he try and make as many things as he can? How is he going to outwit them? How is he going to save all those lives? Is he going to have a war where nobody dies? That would be interesting. This next moment gave me a bit of a head melt. Fushi horse made of Fushi flesh is eating a Fushi pear made of Fushi flesh. That rhymes! Oh my goodness, I am the next Dr. Seuss. It made me feel a little bit nervous that the horse is technically eating Fushi. Does this count as cannibalism? In this last final sequence, as we look out to the stars and Fushi is chilling on board his own little boat, there's a lot of dead space, a lot of negative space going on. The forms that he's lost, they're still there in the frame. They have not left his side. It makes me happy knowing that even though they're gone and out of sight right now, that lingering presence in that picture is there. So next week, we're going into battle preparation. Bon's going to do his part. Pohaku's disappeared for a little bit. Fushi is doing his bit. And we're going to meet a strange girl in a cage. How exciting. Maybe this new form is going to be the one that he ends up bringing out as a trump card. Who knows? It was a really good episode. I actually really enjoyed it. We didn't have to go through pain again. Obviously, we've had the pain of losing forms, but it's a really good episode because we're making ties and bonds with the narrator, and narrator's helping. We've got a horse. We've got actual techniques now. Anyone who was maybe a little bit sus of the narrator, ease up a little bit on him, because I like him. I don't think he's negative. I think if he wanted to kill Fushi, he would have done it by now. Easy peasy. I agree with the narrator. I'm totally on Team Kenjiro. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to see you guys for the next episode. I think at some point this anime will break for Christmas for like a week or so, and then it will come back. There is going to be a Christmas video coming out at some point this week as well. I'm going to be hanging out in Hades. I'm going to basically record it and then you can chill out with it. Not quite big enough to do live streams, or I would live stream it. It's going to be chill. I'm going to hang out in Hades, maybe have a run on there, but I'm going to talk about the anime as a whole, talk about the channel as a whole, just wish everybody a happy Christmas. So make sure you are tuned in for that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in though. I love you guys so much. Make sure you look after yourselves. Do not catch the flu. It's horrible. Take it from me. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.